Hey, what's up? You know what it is. This is Letuka, Dlamini, and we are bringing you episode 2 of the official SA Charts podcast, where we talk everything music, entertainment, educational, fun, conversational, everything that you need it to be. And today we have some very heavy hitters. Do not be misled by their youthful looks. They've been doing big things in the game, and I'm very excited to get into it. We have Ratz, event manager, A&R, label manager, a man who does many things, wears many hats, and does it all with excellent proficiency. And we also have Rox Paper Scissors. Now, many of you would know her if you are new to the culture now, on Metro FM, doing her thing on the urban beat. She's a broadcaster, DJ, fashionista, events manager, entrepreneur, and all-around really, really dope stunner. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Thanks for being here.
That was such a dope intro. Thank you.
No, bless up, bless up. Firstly, welcome to the official SA Charts podcast. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. We really do appreciate that vibe there. For the benefit of those who do not know, please tell us a little bit more about yourself, and I'm going to start with the lady. Where you from, what you do, how you get in the game. What's going on?
Okay, that is a whoo.
Yeah.
Well, I am Rox Paper Scissors. What I do, where am I from? I'm from Durban originally, and I moved up to Joburg in 2012. I did the typical thing where, club hostessing and the whole, modeling and activations, and then slowly but surely I found myself in the production space of things. Okay. Where I was once in music videos, and then I was helping shoot music videos.
Oh, dope.
And that went international, but we'll leave that there. Okay. It was just an intro to the life. And then somehow in the mix, a producer, a very famous producer, was like, yo, dog, why don't you actually DJ? You'd be so marketable. And this was just before COVID hit as well.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, actually, let me try that. So I put all my money into it. I learned it. Side Easy, shout out. He taught me how to DJ. And then when I debuted my first set ever, COVID hit the next day. It hit the next day. The whole world shut down. I didn't know what to do with my life. Yeah, because I was like, did I choose the wrong career path, or the right one at the wrong time? Because we saw no end in sight, right? But either way, it worked out. A couple of years later, now I'm on Metro FM. And more specific, they scouted me, funny enough. And it was based on the fact that I can DJ. And they needed someone who would basically have music knowledge and knows how to mix music and all types of music.
With a dope voice to match. Voice of the people.
I have a very commanding voice.
Bless up.
But I think in a nutshell, that is my career. And I am now getting into events where I'm pushing like a femme-forward, queer-friendly, safe space. It's called All My Girls.
Hello.
Yes. So it's for anybody identifying. I'm joking.
Identify all of.
Identifying as a female or an ally of the community, because as we know, I am sprinting out the closets. And I'm very proud to be gay. So I just wanted a space that's not commercial, first of all. That's for the alternative girl, for every type of woman, and any ally who also is just, who fucks with the gays heavy. Yeah.
I feel you.
But we can get into that maybe a little later, because I feel like I've stolen the show.
No, hey. I want to spend some time on that actually a little bit later. But before we go too far, Big Rats, tell us about yourself. What's your history with the game?
Big Ratsy. So as you guys know, it's Rats with the cash with the smash with the skumkat katara sukudukwan is California, coming from Benoni.
Easy Talker Zeller.
What?
Right here on the
Okay.
podcast. That's what it is.
As I said in my intro, I'm from Benoni, started in Benoni. I was in a duo at the time, started doing events, dabbled into music, got a very hot manager, started managing the music, became an award-winning duo So I'll mixtape one mixtape a year at the City Awards. And then the dreaded COVID happened.
Yeah, I came for everything.
Yeah, dude. So I'm sitting there at home like, okay, sheesh, I just won an award for my music. Clearly I'm nice, you know? But I can't perform it, can't get money, can't make money out of it. So I had to focus more on my other talents, which was idea creation, you know. Started consulting for different companies, different brands. And one day I found myself drunk at a wedding, speaking to one of the board members of RISA, not knowing that he also owns a label. And I'm just yapping, man. I'm just, you know, wedding drunk.
Yeah.
I'm just going
Wedding drunk.
just spitting my brain about the industry and these ideas, and this guy was listening and he was just like, no, I need that in my team, you know?
Yeah.
So that's when I started consulting for the Summers, for RISA, for the official South African charts.
Yeah.
And now I'm a label manager at Gangsta Beats. Yeah.
So I think the key thing that sticks out from both of what you've just said is that COVID, which I think by and large, society underestimated the impact it had on young people and the sort of opportunities that were there for us and we were coming into when it hit. So I think what you guys are saying is key, because from the sounds of things, you were growing into yourselves and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And to pivot out of that is something critical. And I think that's very inspirational, because a lot of people gave up and thought nothing's going to change. But you guys pivoted heavy and you made something of yourself. So if you had to tell other people in the same sort of peer range that like how to step out of what you think you're good at and to find something else that you're good at through things like COVID, because I have a suspicion it won't be the last big event we sort of deal with, and so it's key to explore the many facets of your being. What would you tell other young people when it comes to things like that?
Should I start?
100%.
Okay. Can I tell you, quite honestly, I think it's just my nature that didn't allow me to give up. I don't know how I did it. I don't have a formula. But what I can tell you is don't give up. And if, no matter what you're in, what medium or space or industry, learn everything and find the gaps, find what's missing and fill it. You know, like, and how you fill it, and do it broke, do it unsure, do it, and ask questions and research. Like, don't just sit there being woe is me, you know? I mean, everybody's gonna feel like that, but I think it's more your drive and your determination that will get you out of that. I have no exact like formula, except don't give up, because there were so many times I almost gave up. Like even before I got Metro, I was like, I can't do another year of this, because I manage myself, I book myself, I do everything off the sweat of my own brow. And I just found myself drowning, and I was like, I can't do this, you know? And if I gave up, Metro wouldn't have called me, you know what I'm saying? And just always look good. Put your all into everything that you do, because you have no idea who is watching, and it always has to be quality, you know? Just your best foot forward all the time. If you're unsure, ask the people who know. And that's all I've got to say. At least that's what helped me.
Not to repeat anything that she said, because full marks, you know.
Thank you. Gold star.
But, and I know I'm here to talk industry advice, but like the advice I'm going to give is actually not even industry related. It's mostly authenticity and God. Like that's how I boomed. Because like I said, the actual breakthrough, the way I met the gatekeeper, I mean, before that, I was trying to do an event, small, 30 people event here, or, you know, other ways of doing fashion shoots, whatever, but I still didn't get the breakthrough until I had that conversation at that wedding when I was drunk. And that was because at that moment, I was myself, right? I was authentic at all times. And like, I believe, bro, I'm such a big believer in God, you know what I mean? So God was there, I was there, and then it happened.
Divine timing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It should, so man. I think you guys mentioned something key, and you touched on this in not exactly the word, but mentorship and gatekeeping.
Yes.
It gets a bad rap.
It does.
What part does it play in a young
person's
life?
It can be good,
life?
though.
It can be, right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to start with Ratz with this one, bro. Like, did you have any mentors, people who brought you in the game? Because, I mean, before this situation happened, think about this. You're at a wedding, you're drunk, your life changes. Think about that. But before we get there, there were people who you looked up to, who walked you through it.
Okay.
And even through the wedding incident, you now have a mentor, somebody who brings you into the game,
For sure.
opens the gate, the proverbial gate for you to walk
sure.
in, bro. Is that key? Or can we as young people make it through by ourselves?
Both sides, right? So for you to even meet the gatekeeper, you need to be making it by yourself.
Yeah.
You need to be someone to be met, right?
Yeah.
And like Roxanne was touching, we're in a sense of learning. Throughout my time prior to COVID, everything I did, I first YouTubed. You know, before, okay, I wouldn't say rapping because I started rapping way before the YouTube era, but like before I made my first beat, I YouTubed how to make beats. Before I did my first photo shoot. I mean, I remember my first ever fashion shoot was for Puma. Had no experience before. So we like
That's crazy.
took our books, got the deal, right? When we got it, we're like, holy crap, man. Like
That's
we need
crazy.
to produce something of the standard for Puma because like we've cooked our way into it,
Yeah.
right? And the only teacher I had was YouTube, bro. So we spent a whole week, you know, as a team, just watching
And your
different
own
shoots.
swag.
And the swag, you know.
Yeah.
But learning, don't be shy to learn, man. Don't be shy to Google. Don't be shy to ask, bro. Everyone is your mentor. Like even there's some swags I get from my mum tea, bro. You know,
Dope.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's
everyone,
true.
you can learn from everyone, bro.
May I say something? Yeah, I also feel like what you're saying about learning, it's so important. I think we've lost that like thirst or hunger to try, or it's sort of like shunned. You know, it's like a process is like weird these days. Like, you still here. Or people make it weird that like when you start out, you should sort of, if you have contacts, already be here and getting, and you want to skip all these stages.
Yeah. And just to touch on that, I don't want to divert, but like even how you like pivoted from hip hop into like this house phase.
Yeah.
And the normal person would be scared, like, oh no, I'm from hip hop. I don't know anyone, whatever. But the way you just like
even today,
on,
I woke up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, I need to research things because yes, I know music, but I don't know house music all that well as my co-host. I mean, he's also just been in the game for many years, but it didn't scare me to be like, no, I'll just the same way I learned how to DJ, I'll learn house, you know. And I think it's very important to have a respect for what you do.
For sure.
A respect for yourself, a respect for the craft. You can't just wake up and decide, oh, I'm going to be a doctor one day. Because a lot of people are also just, I'm going to rap, I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to DJ. No. I'm 5 years deep and I still feel like there's so much I need to learn. So yes, learning and also knowing what you are molding yourself into. It's very important to have a direction because you can have all the drive in the world, but you may be going in the wrong direction. You know, so don't be afraid to ask, to immerse yourself completely. You're not a loser, you're not a nerd for wanting to try, for wanting to be the best at what you do. Things don't come easy. They don't. And you will learn when they do, they'll disappear just as fast.
So on that topic, right, of learning and working hard, do you guys find that the industry sort of suppresses you if you're young? Or are there ample opportunities for anybody? Do you think there's a bias towards experience? Or are there fair chances for young folks to do big things?
I think that hype is actually the thing that is poisoning any sort of opportunity. Because it's almost like it doesn't matter how good you are if you're not hyped.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
You're overlooked. I've been overlooked for so long to the point where I was like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna do my own shit. Actually, I don't need you. And so I don't know if it's an age thing.
Or if it's just, the dynamics.
It's more of a, for me, who you know and who you blow type thing. Excuse my French, but
the truth is the truth.
That's my personal experience of things. I haven't experienced something because of age.
Look, from an industry perspective, how I see the landscape now is that, which you touched on a bit, this new generation, our new generation, like the youngins as well, how we shot ourselves in the foot is that we became hype artists. right? We were selling off our Instagram, we were selling off our TikTok viewership, likes and stuff, right?
And now we can't reverse it.
And now we can't reverse it. So now what it did, it diluted the craft. And now us as labels, we're also going to subscribe to that, you know? We'll be like, okay, who's popping? And then sign them, right?
Yeah.
But then we're also a business. So when we sign them, we're only going to sign you because of your poppingness. So we're not going to sign your craft.
100%
And if we sign
of
your
talent.
do you know what I mean? If we sign your craft, then that deal is going to favor your longevity over 4 or 5 years. It's going to keep you protected for 4 or 5 years. But if we're just buying your hype, we need to protect ourselves. So we're going to buy you for that 5-6 months. Do you get me? So that's how
That's hectic.
You know, the new generation have actually determined how the game is now. So that's why I wouldn't like to hear them complain that, oh no, it's all about who's popping, whatever, but you created
Yeah,
that. You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
you set yourself up for this, though. You know?
And now the machine is in full motion.
And now the machine
and now we
is
can't
on the
undo
back.
it.
It's a problem.
And by saying machine, I'm also like playing off AI, because AI wouldn't have boomed if we were so craft focused. And now because we're like,
we just want to be popping without doing the work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then it shows one day when like you are in front of your big stages and we're only experienced, like you need to know how to troubleshoot things. And I'm speaking from a DJ's point of view, where like, you know, certain equipments are now in front of you and you got to know how to find things fast.
Yo.
Or you got to know how to troubleshoot, like when the music goes off or why this is looping like this.
You need to know what's up
in an emergency loop, but we're not, because you went viral once in your second gig. Now you think you're a big shot. So,
And you know, these DJs
like
be
I
moving
said,
with 4 sound engineers in their crew as he or she is DJing, you know, like.
So on that, because what you're saying is key. You can't cheat a trained ear.
Yeah.
And when the shit hits the fan and you're there and you have to work, you have to be able to work
have to
and be the
work,
person you say you are. So as a label head now, how are you managing that? Because what you said is key, right? If you're a hype star,
Sure.
we got you on the short term. If you're good at what you do and craft is key, then you're looking at a longer deal, right?
Yeah.
But I'd imagine it's not always easy to tell.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was just thinking.
I mean, for example, I just have to book Roxanne.
Yeah.
I book her for a gig on a Friday, and then I just watch her perform. I watch what time she gets there. I watch how she sets up. I watch if she's getting a helping hand from her sound engineer on how to make.
Can you get through to me, first of all, first one?
Do you get what I'm
Because chasing
saying?
after people for just a flyer, like an artwork, like how do you not have rate card? How do you not have bios? Anyway, sorry, I'm getting like ahead of myself.
You're
here.
raising key things, and I want to touch on that
Yeah.
later because both of you guys are extraordinary at what you do, and that you do it by yourself, by your lonesome, which to me is absolutely wild.
It is. I don't know how I do it either.
Look, I've got a team. Shouts out the gang. I mustn't act like everything.
No,
is
but I'm
me.
saying to
You
get
know
to
what I
where
mean?
you are,
You
Yeah.
did it pretty much by yourself.
Yeah.
it's a lot of dolo work. It's a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So how are you managing? Like what? When do we sleep?
I
When
quit
do
drinking.
we have time for?
No, I'm not even trying to cap. I literally quit drinking.
I cut down
That
on
was one
alcohol
of
as
it.
well.
Like I've been sober, I think all of this year, and I only drank on my birthday and at the Metro FM Awards. But not drinking actually helped. And when I
really
first
does.
started, I didn't understand DJs who didn't drink. Like I know PH, he doesn't drink while he's working, and I was like, how do you groove with people who?
Yeah, you do.
But you at work type thing.
Yeah, but like I used to drink because I had to think about how drunk people experience
Yeah,
the
you want to
music.
feel, you want to connect with them. You know, you as an artist, you want to be in that vibe.
Until I started having almost 22-hour days and, okay, let me not over-exaggerate. I would say 18-hour days.
That's still crazy.
It's still crazy, and I like doing it with a hangover and stuff. Can't. So setting your deadlines and sticking to them and doing things way ahead of time. Don't sit and wait and think that you have time, because time makes you feel like you have time and you don't.
Yeah.
So that's what sort of kept me on the ball, and just being very focused and understanding that even though I'm in charge, I have it's a bigger responsibility, and I have to show up 10 times more than if I did for a boss, because then everything's sorted. I do everything myself, from my flyers to my invoice to my makeup to my styling to everything is me. My campaigns, my bookings, my emails, all my social media accounts.
I was actually at an event at the Black Brick in Sandton. It was a managers event. All those managers I met, y'all heard.
Yeah.
Hi.
I heard. Yeah.
I need help. I'm a well-oiled machine. I've been doing this for 5 years straight.
Do the right thing.
Yes,
the right thing.
please.
Sure. So like there aren't enough hours in the day, right? And so I want to touch on your work in radio. You're still, it's silly to even like, given how long you've been doing what you've been doing.
Yeah.
You're still new to sort of
radio.
the radio broadcasting space. What does a day look like? When you get to studio, what are the
not a day,
technicalities of
it's
this? A week.
It's a week.
Yeah.
So me and Ryan, the DJ, shout out Ryan, we produce our own show, whereas the daytime I would say the daytime shows, they have tech producers, they have people who do their content. Ryan and I do everything from minute one to the last minute you hear. We write our own links, we do Omo does our images, which is like, you're now listening to Rox, Paperz, Scissors. Like, we wrote those, but then, like, it got sent into the team. We sourced the music ourselves. And our show is based on releases that happened in the week. It's not even like if it was a week ago.
This is a real-time situation,
Yeah, if it was a week ago, it's too late. You know, so we're constantly on the ball. Monday, we're sourcing music. Tuesday, we're getting all the talent I'm speaking to talent from a week ago for the next week.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the mixes done, making sure everybody's gotten their mixes, it's clean. I'm listening to every single mix. Sourcing out new music, putting songs in order. And then by the time it's Wednesday, we should have everybody's images and mixes and new songs and the running order of the show. It gets submitted by Thursday, where it's now logged onto Metro FM's system. Friday is the show. So that's why I'm saying it's not a day, it's a week. And
That's so dope.
Yeah, and
That
that's just for
crazy.
2 days on radio.
That is wild.
Just 2 days on radio. So I don't even want to know what daytime every single day is.
Were you around
But
when
they have producers, so.
Were you around when we were doing Woman Question Mark on Vow?
I was, but I wasn't on it. I think I gave you people to be on.
Yeah. So what are we talking about is that we actually, me and my partner I was telling you about, we had our own radio show.
Yeah.
We actually hijacked a radio show on Vow FM.
Oh, nice, dope.
That would happen every
Guerrilla
Sunday.
tactics.
Guerrilla tactics. Like I said, bro, in the beginning, we literally were just taking.
Hustle the situation.
Yeah,
You
man.
made the opportunity.
We made the opportunity.
Yeah.
So we had the show on a Sunday, and I can remember the prep work that we needed for just 3 hours a week, right? And she has 6 hours. And I can only imagine, bro,
Yeah.
like how much you have to. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's dope,
I'm
man.
proud
Thank
of
you.
That's dope. So I hope
Because
you
we
guys
sort
are
of
paying
started
attention.
together, yeah,
No, that's
so.
lovely. I mean, look at where you are now, right? And I hope to the folks listening, man, it takes work, yeah? This is not handed to you. Everything is earned, not given. And the people who are joining us here today are proof positive that you can have positive results if you stick at it, right?
Yeah.
So Ratz, there's a lot of conversation, particularly in the indie space, around what an A&R does.
Okay.
Labels are getting a bad rap because, and rightly so, let's be fair, because
Yeah,
a lot of people have been doing some sideways situations, you know. So how would you encourage
An indie.
an indie to be like, bro, there is still some good in this space. This is what it does for you. This is what we can do for you that you can't do for yourself, in a sense.
I know all my peers, all the other labels are going to hate this.
Yeah.
But look, like I was mentioning before, the gatekeepers now, because of how the landscape is, we want to find an already finished article. We want to find someone who already has a buzz, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys have led us to that. So we're going to look for someone with a buzz. Create your buzz. Whether your music's good or not, create a buzz. Because if it's not good, we'll buy into your buzz and then improve you.
I see. Okay.
Right? If it's not improvable, we'll drop you for that month, sell you for that month, and then cheers, bud. But like, if there's a bit of talent there, I mean, listen to Sexy Red. Trust me, in 2 years' time, Sexy Red's gonna actually sound dope. If you guys listen to early Kodak Black, what's her name? Not Kodak Black, Bodak Yellow.
Cardi.
Oh, Cardi.
There were
It
problems.
was tricky, but she's better
She
now.
was bad in the beginning, like before that Bodak
I think she
Yellow
was
song.
trying to say too much and deliver too much.
And
instead
then,
of pacing herself as well.
But then she was on the TV shows, she was here, she was, in the clubs, and then the A&Rs, the label managers, would see her often. And we're like, okay, cool. If we can fix that auto-tune, if we can fix the writing, if we can fix the dressing, that's going to cost us about 20,000, 30,000 rand, as opposed to back in the day where when they buy an artist, we have to,
build them from scratch.
And it would cost us over 100K, over 200, 300K, But yeah, like I said, now my best advice is finish your product in your neighborhood, sell to your 700 people, but be the superstar. Like when you walk to the checkouts in your neighborhood, like, bro,
People
have
must know.
camera guys that are coming to make fake paparazzi. Like, be the guy, be that artist in your little neighborhood. And then the A&Rs, why I keep saying A&R, because we don't really have A&R in South Africa. So our label managers are the ones that do the A&R work, right? They'll see you on the internet, and trust me, we sign, I don't want to say anything, but almost anything. As long as you got a buzz. Because everything else, we'll work on it and make sure that you mint, bro.
Sure, no, bless up. So like getting tracks on shows like the official SA charts where, ours is purely aggregated by streaming. I don't even see the numbers until I have to write the show. Because BMAT and RISA are going to aggregate and be like, this is 100% sure. These are the top 10 songs that are being played.
Yeah.
What does it take to get an artist on there? So being a DJ and being an artist yourself, like what sort of stuff needs to happen for you to get to a place where your song is streamed at that level?
Be good.
Is it a hype thing?
No.
Is it then like...
I think it's a couple of things. I do think it's a couple of things. Like Ratz is saying, get on our radar, you know what I mean? And then it is hype. I would say, unfortunately, it is hype. Unfortunately. Because we have had a peek at the charts.
Okay.
And we know the songs that are on there.
Yes.
And I can tell you the one, I think it's number 3 or number 2 on the charts right now. That is solely because of TikTok.
Okay. That's
Solely.
true. That's true.
And I fucks with it because it's dope, but it just so happens to be dope. There's been things that have gone viral that weren't dope.
That went dope. Yeah.
And if you listen to the whole song, you're like, Kanti. When you listen to the whole song, that's the only dope part.
Yeah.
So yes, I do feel like after it's viral, like the whole thing has to sort of
circle back,
come to the party, like he's saying, just bring it, once there's that attention, bring it, But I would say that's definitely be visual, be in our faces, but also be dope. Be dope. So it has longevity.
Yeah.
I'd like to share this part, especially as a member of the committee of the official charts. I literally have to go through them on a weekly basis. You have to be good in whatever you are doing. So if you're going to be pushing hype,
push good hype.
Be good at hype.
Yeah.
If you're going to be those guys that are eclectic and
you.
very good at the instruments, whatever, be good. So it boils down to competition. When you are born, right, and you go to nursery school and they do on your marks, get set, they don't teach you how to race, bro. They literally just start saying on your marks, get set, and you want to go.
You figure it out.
Yeah, you figure it out. You want to be number one, right?
Yeah.
And that's why
You
I
don't want to
love
be that kid.
RISA and the rest of the team, we've brought through this official chart. It's the best thing to ever happen to our music industry. We need to compete. We need to on your marks. We need to be the best at everything.
It also gives people direction because I feel like people also just make things, but it's not directed at anything because you don't just become something just to sort of exist. You know? Like you want to win a Grammy or win a Summers or win GQ of the year or be the best doctor or have a Nobel Prize.
Exactly.
So yes, I agree. It gives you a platform to aspire to something again. Where someone says, yes, you are the best out of everybody in your category. You know, I mean, you want everyone to win, but you sometimes want to win. You know what I mean? You want to be the best out of the best.
Can I show you an example of where hype versus the real deal was actually tackled, and it was fun to watch, right?
Okay.
A few years ago, there was the whole Tekashi.
I think you.
I was going to the Drake and Kendrick thing.
No, it comes full circle. It comes full circle.
Yeah.
During the whole, there was an artist, that Tekashi 6ix9ine guy.
Yeah.
And he was getting under everyone's skin because he was playing the hype game to get on their chart, their version of the SA chart, which is Billboard.
Yeah.
So he'd go to the big guys and be like, he'll know that he'll rig the hype for that week, sit on number 3, and then on Monday he'll go, yeah, look who's number 3, and I'm bad at music, and you're good at music, but I'm number 3. And like, now that SA can have that as well, you know, like I want the TikTok guy that knows his song's only hot for 40 seconds and the rest of it to be trash.
If it hits 3,
to hit number 3 and then go to like
So
Pori
you're
and
saying
then and be
healthy
like, hey yo, Pori.
competition.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, put your music where your mouth is.
I think for me that's also the importance of this chart specifically, because we want to know.
For sure.
You know, it's all good and well. You can talk out there and my music's good, but are people listening to it? Yeah. At the end of the day, do you have the people's ears? You know, and on that situation, I think we had something right now that speaks to the culture versus. Drake fans are gonna chow me here. I'm one of you. Calm down.
Are you?
Right?
Because now we beefing.
I hate the way that you explain it. I hate the way that
I'm
you
a fan of
explain it.
music, you know, but like we have this lyricism in hip hop and culture versus commercialism. And now you have the nigga who was said to be culture and too poetic or whatever. His song has been sitting at number 1 on this chart
And it's a diss track.
for 3 weeks in Mzansi,
And it's been tough. The
which
charts,
is wild.
the charts.
That's crazy.
By the way, as someone that
not
also
like
follows the charts,
Yeah.
hip hop has not rocked number 1.
Yo!
I think this is our
In a
first hip
hot
hop
minute, since KO.
Since KO, yeah,
That's
since KO.
This is our first hip
And
hop
KO
number 1.
was set there.
And it was set there, so
it
can
wasn't
you-
actually hip hop.
You know what I mean?
So since I've been working on the official
Yeah.
SA charts, I
Yeah.
haven't seen hip hop at number 1. So when I saw Kendrick on Friday, I was like, okay, all right.
I mean, I'd love to see SA hip hop at number 1.
I'd also
but
like to
baby
see that.
steps.
So on that, right?
No
Genres
shade.
in the country and music. So Rox, I
I'm
know
ready
you
for this.
started specifically in
Yes.
the hip hop space for
Yeah.
quite a minute, and you've also opened yourself up to like Afro beats, Afro tech, and house
Mm.
and that vibe there. Do you see a resurrection for hip hop in this country at all? What do they need to do different? Because like
And
you said,
this
for
is
me, it's
tricky.
alarming.
It's tricky.
It's alarming that a genre geared towards the youth, much like Amapiano is, to be fair.
Yeah.
But by and large, hip hop is geared towards the youth and has been that way for the longest time anywhere you go. To see it struggling this way in this country, for me, that's
So-
wild. Is there a way back?
With your first question, like, do I see a revival?
Yeah.
Not anytime soon,
Okay.
unfortunately. And it's not to say that there aren't dope hip hop artists in SA,
Yeah.
but it's hard to break through what's happening in terms of the dance scene. And Amapiano is definitely in the forefront,
Yeah.
especially because it's getting global attention.
Yeah.
Danko.
yeah.
You know, and we might be, I know some of us are a bit tired of it because not all of us listen to dance,
Yeah.
you know, but unfortunately our hip hop isn't just, it's not breaking through that right now. And like I said, there are really dope hip hop artists. I think if they're not attaching their sound sort of to Yanos or something like that, they are getting overlooked. Because
Yeah.
unfortunately, people complain that they want to hear certain types of hip hop, but you don't respond to the certain types of hip hop when it's played. Then we're playing the motto, and y'all are all on Twitter with your fast thumbs complaining, but you're also the same people who don't want to hear it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a very weird environment for hip hop right now.
Yeah.
And I really hope it does resurrect. But even in an international scale, I am not finding things that I like to play anymore
In that space.
in that space.
see.
And I have gravitated towards Afrotech and besides my house show that I host on Metro, it was a long time coming where I was already listening to Afrotech and Afro House and Deep House, because it's about the talent. There's no competition about who's seen with who and who's over there doing what, wearing what. It's actually about the music. And that's why my attention is there now. So will there be a revival? I hope so, guys. I really do hope so.
Look, my take, especially from the label manager of a hip-hop based, mostly hip-hop label, hip-hop's dead. It's really. It's dead, man.
Let's say it's dying.
It's dying. Okay, let's say it's dying.
Or
let's say it's dying.
It's on life support.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the other day, I was with one of the artists that we were about to develop, and I was with VG, who's label manager at Universal. I'm like, yo, VG, I've got some stocks to show you, you know, some new talent. He said, MIG, I can see from the do-rag, is that a hip-hop? I said, yes. He said, my G, we're not talking. And it's true, bro. No, offense to VG.
I'm going, just because I also had a conversation with a very well-known hip-hop DJ. And he's like, yo, I released a song. I'm like, hip-hop? He was like, I will never make hip-hop. And it's sad, guys.
It's so, bro.
It's so. Because hip-hop brought me here.
Yeah.
And
literally.
I feel like I'm turning my back on it, and I don't want to. But I have to, because I gotta eat. I gotta eat. And also there's very few things that I can personally work with as a DJ, and that I can listen to as a consumer.
So my take is it's dead, but it's
My heart
not
breaks every time you
gone.
say that.
It's not gone, right? In a sense
not
that
gone,
hip hop actually started from like an eclectic group. It's been like the culture that's for the outsiders. It's never like this whole boom that hip hop had in the past. I don't know what 15-year run that they had. That was like the anomaly.
Oh, I feel you.
Hip hop being popular. Yeah, it's always been like for us hipsters, the guys with the saggy pants. And now that it's dead, the authentics, I love it. I love it. We're back to not being cool again. And I absolutely love hip hop is hip hop again. It's only us at our house parties.
Because it's the real culture.
Now it is, bro. And it
it's
always was.
culture.
So maybe, you know how pop culture goes. You know, things come in and then go back and go. Maybe it will have another run again. You
But
know?
not anytime
But
soon.
not anytime soon. And I'm okay with that. Like, let piano and let whatever. Look, personally, I'm not.
Shine.
Yeah, let them have their shine. Let them have their moment. Personally, I'm not a piano. I'm into Afrotech as well.
Me too.
When it comes to the
Sorry.
dancing.
But I like private school stuff where we actually care. Yes, about the production and the progression of things, and actually using real instruments. And it's not based on, you know, like quality is still being made. It's not about pushing it out there fast. You know, like when we just get used to a song, there's already another song out, and I'm like, bro,
I'm still enjoying
we're
that
still
job.
bumping horns in the sun. You still yaba yaba,
Kenchizi, we
when
are
you hear it. So, you
And
know,
also-
until things give me that, I'm a be by the Afrotech side.
And also just to speak on behalf of the hip hop culture and the scene, you know, I don't want to like just dig a hole for them and stuff. On a sensitive note, a lot of the leaders in that space did pass on. You know, the people that were holding it down for us, you know, like your Ricky's, Dimples, aka somebody, and
Double HP.
And for me, the most important one, you know, I've mentioned, those are
Costa
heavy.
did.
I was going to say Costa. Because Costa
was
was
next
actually
up, bro.
creating
Yeah, a
that
lifestyle.
space where the hip hop and the piano
Could come together.
And now that we've lost
And a
that
white boy was
leader-
doing it, speaking vernac, boy.
guys, Tish.
Ugh.
Titch was crazy.
Oh, Tish was too important. Like, I mean,
Titch was crazy.
Mega
And
is too
sad that he was
important.
just coming into his own.
yeah, dog. And he was even having
that
King
was so-
Akon's money behind him now.
Bro.
Yeah, that was so
Aish.
actually, because these are homies actually,
So
so,
let's-
it's a bit, there's a lump in the throat.
Hey, sorry.
Rest in peace. No, it's all
RIP
good, but
indeed,
like they
yeah.
did a lot for the culture, and we kind of said this off camera where it died. The culture died with a few of them, and it wasn't. The baton wasn't passed to
on.
some of the right people.
Bro.
And like we said, the hype culture is definitely poisoning the industry where I'm going to speak about even just in a DJ sense, where the people actually providing the music, there to play, that you are grooving to, you would rather spend 60K on someone who's just sitting there demanding all their bottles, not actually playing any sort of music, you know? And yet the real talent is getting maybe 1.5 if you're lucky.
Which is wild.
And then on top of that, there's DJs that want to undercut that even. So now they don't even care anymore. They just want a headliner or an influencer to be there to attract
the
certain
crowd,
people. And then you're putting anybody on the decks as well, because now Rox is a certain Metro FM amount, even though she put so many years behind her name.
And I used to mess with her a lot and book her.
Yeah, but now because there is DJ there was a real, you know,
DJ what?
DJ Span Ton,
Yeah.
who is now willing to do it for 500 rand or even just a bottle.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain
They'll
things that
literally
are...
Is
book
that a real
person.
thing?
Yeah,
That's a real thing, because
No, you
some
guys-
people just
bro.
want to say
Hold on.
or be on a flyer. Some people
Hold on.
just want to be on
Come
a flyer.
on, bro.
What I'm hearing you say is there are cats out there who are willing to go DJ, perform, do whatever.
For free. To say that I was at Sumo or I was at there or I was... Sorry, I don't want to name clubs because I'm not saying those are the clubs that do it.
Yeah.
But some people are very willing to just be on a flyer so that they say, yeah, I played there. I don't mind if it's strategic. But now if you're also messing up the ecosystem of how
Of
things
talent,
work
bro.
and talent, some people they put their lost into just being who they are. And where now you just want a bottle
So
of Hennessy.
they can never be elevation as long as things like that still happen.
No, because remember now your currency are your numbers.
Yeah.
And now everyone and anyone can have numbers. Literally, even a 12-year-old
buy
can
them.
go buy them.
Yeah.
You know? And then I'll buy my 12K, go to my nearest pub down the road and say, listen, I've got 12K in the streets. And then
me up.
book me. He doesn't even need to hear my mix. I remember back in the day, man, before I was even an artist, before she was managing me, there's a DJ called Aiden K. Timo ODV's partner. Bro. I used to manage him, and I remember having to go to like 5FM and them with like a CD with a mix on the CD and like go give it to Euphonic and them and be like, Fonza, bro, come on, Benoni boys, play this thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And he was like, okay, let me hear it. And then we'd wait maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks because we have to wait for 30 minutes of his life to listen to this thing. Unlike now, if you go to, not Euphonic, but like go to these other people and be like, yo, I've got a DJ, okay, how many likes, how many followers does he have? You know, he's got 20,000.
I would like to
okay,
say I
but
don't
keep
do
up.
that. I actually listen to mixes.
No, I know
And
you
that's
do.
key, bro,
Yeah.
because
She
the
sends
same
me.
thing happens in my space as well. Actors, TV, whatever, it's about the numbers that you have. And we're all chilling, waiting to see what that actually translates to when real talent has to then be called onto. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you can't do certain scenes if you're a numbers guy and you got there by hype. You're going to see proper flames.
Yeah.
And some of the older cats in the space will let you know quick times too. Because they can smell a fake from far.
I actually
Does
also
that
like,
dynamic exist in the music space as well?
Definitely.
but
I
like,
think even worse.
Okay.
Yeah, I think even worse because it's almost immediate. You can see that where someone's numbers comes in via the events
you can
and
tell.
stuff like that and promotion. Whereas maybe in an acting space, TV and your production will do that for you.
Yeah.
But yes, people would probably come and watch a bit more to see who is, this person's acting in this. I remember watching this Kevin Hart thing where he won that prize, where people will actually just watch movies just because Kevin Hart is in it.
100%, yeah.
But luckily Kevin Hart is also dope.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case.
Yeah.
But in the music industry, I feel like it's worse. It's worse. They do want to see like, why must I book you who's got 700 followers? But you doper than even your headliner. But because you're not going to drive any sort of traction to my event,
I have a question to
I'd
you
rather
two.
book someone who's average.
So now, when we bring it back to piano, which is the
My
major,
favorite
right?
topic.
It's our major in terms of our sound.
Yeah.
Do you think piano has got into that oversaturation state where it's now mainly
Yes.
just the numbers?
Yes. Next.
Okay.
So
now that
here's
we're
where.
there,
Yeah.
how do we save piano?
It's fine. It doesn't need saving.
I
It's
think
doing well.
I think piano will live, right? Let me tell you why. 100% oversaturated. 100%. But the people who've been following this thing for a long time, and DJs such as yourself, will always circle back to the kabzas as well.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
The real
they'll
talent.
They'll keep the culture going for as long as possible because they have people like the kabzas
Okay.
in the space. Do you get what? Yeah, you
ones
can
who are
bring
still authentic,
everybody
yeah.
who are still or whatever.
Okay.
They'll go crazy for a session. Kabza will fall back for 3 months. Release a banger
release-
that then
yeah,
resurrects everything all
yeah,
over
yeah,
again.
yeah.
And what he'll do is he'll just switch up a little bit of the thing and add a young, I don't know, 3-step to it or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like, oh, this is fresh piano, the return. And so I think as long as you have figures in a space like that, there will always be hope. Are we getting tired of piano? 125%.
Unfortunately.
I give you the chart. Yeah, and I love the genre. I love going out. I love having a vibe. But we have to be honest. You do the charts and you see 7 out of the 10 tracks are all
Amapiano.
Mapiano tracks. Some might not be as good musically, you know, but they're there. Right? And then you'll see the numbers dip. A Benson Boone will come through. Taylor Swift will sneak in. And maybe you'll see the piano numbers go
guys.
down and it's like 3. And then Kabza drops.
Country. You said
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. What's going on in country? There's so many on our
I think
charts,
also Beyonce had her little
Yeah.
hand in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she made it
Yeah.
cool and she made it black as it originally was because
Yeah.
I know why people trying to keep that. Sorry, you might have to cut that out. But facts are facts. No, like just like how they ain't trying to hear that we started rock and roll, and it's like
100%.
Do
Yeah.
you forget Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah.
The-
The OG.
Yeah.
Don't you
These-
mind?
Guys, why did you bring this to talk about
No,
music?
it's good.
Don't you mind?
I'm like,
You see her on a Black Panther. See, she's not lying though. She's not lying. The
Power
truth
to the
is there,
music.
you know.
Yeah.
And I also think people like Post Malone and that Morgan Wallen combo.
Yeah,
because
yes,
Morgan
yes,
Wallen
yes,
does
yes.
play heavy in the sort of country
Shabuzi.
space, sort of, and Shabuzi, you know.
I saw a couple of
Yeah.
people tweeting that they wish their country was had the same response as Beyonce because
Okay.
there's Lil Nas X
Okay.
Yeah.
who's been doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna forget like a lot of people, but she's not the first to have released country as a black
yeah.
a black artist, but it obviously didn't pop off the same way because she be Beyonce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think country's interesting. I love country. Country's
Never been
fun.
mad at
Like,
that vibe, bro.
I do a little line dance here and there.
Do you guys play country then at Metro?
Well, I don't.
Which show would it fall on?
I think more of the commercial shows or the chart shows. So very much your 11 o'clocks all the way till about maybe 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That's that
That would
time
be the
period.
gap.
You'll have commercial stuff. So your Beyonces will be in there, Shabuzi.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
So before I
But
get
also,
cut,
yeah, maybe sorry. It is
No, go
it is predominantly black though. So maybe on the 5FM charts.
Maybe 5FM.
Yeah,
not
something
Metro.
a bit
We've got
more.
South African country, Mskandi.
That's candy type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, given that you guys have like eagle eyes when it comes to talent, who should we be looking out for?
Good question. I like this one.
Any genre.
Any? Who got next? Like, if you had to say these people are doing the things.
God, next. Would you like to start?
I'd like to start
Yeah,
because
'cause
mine's
I'm
going to
still-
be
Yeah.
from
Mine's going
like
to be in a house space.
a corporate standpoint, right? From which label to watch out. Africori is doing beautiful things right now. And what's nice about Africori is also it's like almost like an indie label, whereas they're more of your distribution and all of that. So they're not like more in your life label, like actually doing complete 360. I don't want to speak on other labels, but Africori, I mean, is it Bam Bam? What's the song on the top 10 at the moment? Quality. Quality, and that's also from Africori.
Oh, okay.
So I think
So how they doing this?
how they
Should be
operating
people
now.
to look
I
out
think
for.
they're the new Ambitious. Remember when Ambitious had a run, a solid one? I think what FCO is doing with their artists.
Wait, who's the Quellers or?
Or the Quellers.
Yeah, I feel like they making waves.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But then that's Durban hip hop. Durban hip hop is nasty right
First
now.
of all-
Your people's.
First of all, there's never a time where the talent doesn't come from Durban. Please.
That's right.
And now I'll wait. Because we
right.
can go to any of these categories. Ne? We can go to TV. We can go to radio.
It's a
we can
cultural
go to-
hub. There's no
Yeah,
arguing
I
against
think-
that at all.
Yeah, for sure. The talent, a lot of talent comes from Durban. We
yeah.
don't have opportunities in Durban, unfortunately.
As a Josie kid, the two provinces that I think outside of Josie will always go heavy when it comes to particularly the music space.
Yeah.
You can't argue with the Eastern Cape. They'll always have somebody there, bro. And you can't fight Durban. Durban, those two places will always come. It has to.
It's something in the water,
Always
guys.
come heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Someone to look out for. I would even say something to look out for.
Yeah.
Is watch 3-Step.
Yeah.
Watch 3-Step. And I think people are
Worldwide.
confusing. Yeah. People are confusing what Amapiano and 3-Step are.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there is also enough knowledge, because it's also like 3 years old or something, 3-Step. I don't know how, like, the technicalities of but I think it's the kick that is in a three sort of, you know.
I think it's the beat count. That's
Yes,
cool.
so
remember,
your
there's 4
position,
beats and then-
Iplan,
Yeah.
yes. All of those type of sounds. Agzin is the guy, because literally when I was at the Metro FM Awards for the dance category, he was in every other person's song.
Yes.
So he won no matter what. Yeah.
He's winning one way or the other.
And he's definitely, I didn't know. So Kate Shanada actually co-signed 3-Step.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. And it came about like straight after COVID and stuff, but it's making its rounds now. But
Even that album with Amine that he has with Amine. Yeah, it's got a lot of 3-Step in it.
So that's what I would personally say, because
Hell yeah.
there's too many people in the house space that I've been seeing that have been existing and are blowing up now. So to sit and give you all of those people, I'll just
it's a
like
whole
drive
thing.
myself
No, I
insane.
feel you.
But
Yeah.
3-Step is my answer.
So to wrap things up, I want to get into this event you have going on. Tell us about
Yes.
that. Wagwan. Where are we? What's going on?
So can I mention where it is?
100%.
Okay, so it's called All My Girls. It's it's gonna be at Lewis and Anna every first Thursdays. So you know the whole Craig Hall, for those who are in Johannesburg, the Craig Hall, Rosebank area during first Thursdays has a whole bunch of hub going around. But what I've noticed is there isn't a lot of queer events. There isn't a lot of them, and they aren't like femme forward sometimes. So that's why I'm pushing this whole, if you identify as a female, if you are an ally of the community, also if you're dope. I'm booking you if you're dope.
Tango.
I don't care how many followers you have, where you've played, whatever. Don't come with some celebrity status on some. It's about pushing a movement. It's about pushing a safe space for females, for females who are gay, for non-binaries, for trans, for our allies to come and support us as well. Because I'm not only going to have females on the lineup, but I would like to push a gay female lineup, and if not, you're going to be an ally.
Copy,
you know, there's tattoo giveaways for the best dress, tattoo, piercing, and a full face of glam by Sky. Sky she's part of the community as well. Vic Tattoos from Be Kind Tattoos. They're also all non-binary. So I'm also trying to push this safe space for people who, you need to understand people's genders and sexualities. And I don't think everything available, and especially the things that we as gay people, we are interested in, we get turned away from like the strangest things, or like, people in certain spaces are still very homophobic, you know, or don't have the
Or
correct
uneducated.
knowledge about how to address certain people who identify as different things. So that's why I got those people on board, because they literally work in that space and they are those people. So you can be tattooed and pierced
In a safe environment.
in a safe environment with people who aren't going to offend you, and people who, and I don't think people are out to offend people all the time, but it just so happens, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Best Dress gets that whole prize, because I'm also trying
Every first Thursday.
every first Thursday I'm going to do that giveaway. So it's valued at about $3,000, and all you got to do is serve cunts. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Tango.
As Mama Roo said, okay? Don't be coming out there looking like you just knocked off from work. Go home and change. Come back. I'm serving free tequila shots as well.
Hello. Yeah.
And I'll be giving away pepper spray.
Okay, which is key.
Yeah.
I don't want people to sort of downplay that aspect over there, because
Yes.
things are going out here, and so
Yes.
I'm glad that you're thinking about that safety element as
Yes,
well, and
'cause you are
empowering
getting
people in a
drunk.
way.
Yeah, you are getting drunk.
Yeah.
We all know the Uber story. Well, no, sorry, not Uber. We know the Bolt stories. Because I'm going to name and shame you, Bolt.
Yeah.
No, girls got stabbed badly as well by people. So what I'm trying to push as well is just that whole safety, not even just in our event, but outside
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So very
No,
big on the
bless up,
safety,
bless up.
very big on the femme forward. Come through to Lewis and Anna. 6th of June is when we kick off the first one. And yeah, it's going to be a fabulous time. Also, no commercial music. I want to hear the B side of things.
Yeah.
I want to hear those gems. You know, the things that like you're afraid to play because people won't rock. No. People must
Bring
come
the
and rock.
things.
Bring it. I want to
Yeah.
see your personality. I want to see what you like.
That's
I want to.
beautiful, man.
Yeah, I told you about that eagle eye, so you heard it here first. Every first Thursdays, do the right things. I'm gonna
All
cut
my
a specific
girls.
link for this. All my girls, pull up. We're in the spot. Big Ratz,
Yeah.
Gangster Beats doing the things. What should we be on the lookout for right now?
Gangster Beats, we've got a very, very big rollout that's gonna come. I don't have to plug that in. It's just literally gonna be in your face, like, wow, you know. But what I'd like to plug in, the East. I'm very proud of how the East has created a culture in terms of
Yeah.
nightlife. Like literally, I don't know. Remember with the COVID, like everyone was suppressed, and then just mushrooms
It popped
just popping
up,
up everywhere. Shouts out Farmer Dave, but yeah, man.
those
There's
who
like there's parties like Tears, there's parties like Kosher, there's parties like The Loft in Kensington that
I
are
need to
doing
check out The
Afro-tech.
Loft.
Yeah, they're
Shout
doing
out The Loft.
Afro-tech.
Afro-tech DJ, by the way.
Book, pay money. Book.
And there's also a place called Miami Gold, and those like little parties or places I've mentioned, they're holding down the East. It's looking good there, and I'm pretty happy with that. And then in regards to Gangster Beats, yeah, we're gonna do a lot of noise this year. We're
It's going to be like, fwa.
And then in regards to the official SA charts, I'm proud of how we've come this far.
Yeah.
I mean, episode 2 of our podcast. I can't wait for 3, 4, and 5.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
It's gonna be dope.
and
100%.
I'm also happy for the actual chart itself.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah, I'm going to
elevate
be
music.
watching those real close.
Yeah, now bless up. You heard it here first. Musicians, get your weight up, get your music proper, and let's elevate the craft, let's elevate the culture, and let's do the right thing for the people who are listening. Don't take them for granted. Thank you so much for joining us. This was episode 2 of the official SA Charts podcast. I told you, we keep bringing the best of the best. Inspiration is the name of the game, and this is what it's about. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been dope. It's been real. Peace.
Peace.